All right. Thanks for listening to another episode of Full Buddy Cast presents Hollerin with Hollenbeck. If this is your first time, this Full Buddy Cast. What is Hollerin with Hollenbeck? Full Buddy Cast is kind of the umbrella. It's the main show, but we have split off shows, such as Hollerin with Hollenbeck. And this is I think we're in about a 50-something episode for Hollerin with Hollenbeck. And it started out last year in the summer, and now we're into almost a full year together. Get the tissues out. So, what is this about? What is the podcast? Well, what it is just two guys catching up, chatting it up, like you would do it at like a grocery store or something, run into each other. But we kind of get into some deeper conversations. Maybe it's the living room. Maybe it's like a neighbor having a beer with a neighbor. But it's just us catching up. We're from the same local town, same high school, a few years removed. And now later on in life, we're catching up. So in this episode, we heard that he had an MRI. Talk about that. We're also going to talk, obviously, some football, as well as just making dumb jokes as we go. So it's a banger. That's what we like to call them. This is a banger. And I want to throw this out there, okay? Go hit up Cole Street Brewery, 1627 Cole Street. Go say hi to Sean McDonald. Also, go hit up, and this is all in Enumclaw, Washington, so if you're driving through one day, go hit him up. Mazatlan, Andre, Cardenas, call him Andy. He will hook you up if you mention the podcast. In fact, Joey has his own menu item, the Hollenbeck Chalupa. So go say hi, go get that, and just wanted to say one more thing. Shout out to Craig Bentley. You know, he's a listener. I do a lot of shout outs at the end of this thing. I want to give a shout out to Craig. Felt bad that I didn't shout him out. So if I didn't shout you out, I'm sorry. Hit me up. Tell me, hey, bro, shout us out. Anyway, thanks so much for listening, guys. Have a great day. Hollerin with Hollenbeck.
Holleback. Joey Hollenbeck.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to another episode of Hollerin with Hollenbeck. We got Joey Hollenbeck on the mic. What's up, y'all? Hey. And Travis Kenny, Full Buddy Cast. So we got Hollerin with Hollenbeck, man. We've been doing this. Now, we're coming around on the 1 year. I got to say, I mean, I remember it was hot.
Gotta be past 1 year, right?
No, we're not there yet.
Serious?
I just remember when we first started recording.
Gosh, I feel like I've been with you forever.
Yeah, like bunkmates.
It's miserable.
Like bunkmates. And waking up, it's like Groundhog Day. You wake up and it's just the friggin' same day. Same day.
It's all right.
But anyway, we got a lot to catch up on. I'm excited to have you again, Joey.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We don't have you enough.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We just got done eating a delicious Hollenbeck Chalupa at Mazatlan. Talked to Andy. It's great. Had him on the podcast, the regular one. We need to bring him on the old Hollerin with Hollenbeck with friends, though.
Think he can hang?
I don't know, man. I think he can hang.
Okay.
And we had a delicious Hollenbeck Chalupa and some Modelo's, and now we're drinking our Vienna Lager from Cole Street Brewery. Right now, man, things getting shut down left and right. I don't really know what to say to about some of the stuff. Like one day it's like, oh yeah, you can do this. The next day, Inslee's saying this, can't do that. But go check those things out.
I think you know what I think about Inslee, bro.
He's Outsley. He's Outsley come November.
He's bitchly.
Oh, shots fired. Inslee, don't listen to this. So anyway, go check out Mazatlan and get a Hollenbeck Chalupa. Also go check out Cole Street Brewery. Go say hi to Sean McDonald. And he may be just selling it out like beers to go. Like if that's what it comes down to, where he can't have people come in, that's beers to go. I dropped it. We're okay.
You catching static from that?
Yeah, but I always edit it out.
You can?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just checking your edit skills, bro.
Yeah, always edit in.
Okay.
Make it clear and crisp. But yeah, go check out Sean McDonald, get a beer to go. We like the Vienna Lager. Double IPA is always good. Pub Light, if you're like that Bud Light type of person, he's got that Pub Light. And if you like that fruit flavor stuff, he's got Strawberry Blonde, stuff like that. So go check that out. With that said, Joey, we're kind of... what show, when you were a kid...
Really going into it, huh?
We're going to go in real quick.
Okay.
What show were you like, oh, man, it's a to be continued? Did you ever watch a show where they would end the show with a To Be Continued?
Didn't Wonder Years like that?
Yeah, Wonder Years kind of had some.
Wonder Years is like that, bro.
Dude, a lot of these...
What was their name? What was her name? They just had it on the tip of my tongue and it's gone. What's her name?
The Wonder Years?
What's the girl off of Wonder Years?
Oh,
Winnie Cooper.
Yeah, Winnie Cooper. Winnie Cooper.
Winnie Cooper.
Now, here's the thing. I went golfing with a couple boys last night. Actually, KP and Tyson Gamble, I can say this. And we were talking about the best jerk brother.
It's got to be him.
It's got to be Wayne.
Got to be Wayne.
Oh, he was the biggest jerk.
Like for like a sitcom.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
One of the best jerk brothers. My kids even watched it a couple years ago, and they still say the same thing. Where at one point, Kevin Arnold flings mashed potatoes across, like he's going to start his own food fight at the dinner table, and he thinks this is a great idea, and he flung mashed potatoes into Wayne's face, and Wayne just turns to him with like mashed potatoes on his face and says, "In your sleep, pal." He's going to just murder him in his sleep.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh man, it's good. But anyway, talking about To Be Continued. The To Be Continued type episodes, the shows like that.
Hold on, like the worst one for me was like Breaking Bad. Did you watch that?
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
you go all the way to the end, and the thing is like super suspense and like whatever, like all the way through. You're like, can't wait for the next episode, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, really?
Yeah.
Weak sauce. Come on, writers.
Yeah. I loved it. It's good for
You
binging.
liked the end,
it's
though?
good for binging. Oh, the end. Did you watch the new one where they came out with
Saul or whatever?
Yeah. Oh, no. They came out with a 2-hour special or 2-hour one. Netflix did. That was just right after he dies. And what does Pinkman do? Like he's like right after that. Like he breaks out of the gate. I forget what it's called, but it's on Netflix. Sorry, Breaking Bad. Just look it up. You can Google. You got a phone. Anyway, we had it To Be Continued on the last one.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your MRI.
Oh yeah.
What happened? What's going on with the MRI? What did it reveal? That
did I tell you? Did we talk about the actual MRI?
We haven't talked about. We talked about you going into it. We haven't heard anything else since then.
So I didn't talk to you about when I was in the tube or anything like that?
No.
Dude, it sucked. Okay, so it was a couple Friday mornings ago, early morning. Was there at like 6:30 in Seattle. And if you've never been in an MRI tube, they're not, I guess for maybe the average size person, it wouldn't be horrible. It's still not fun. But for a guy my size, not fun at all. So they had to do 2 MRIs on me, one on my bicep and one on my shoulder, both on the left arm. So they put like my shoulder in this like cuff, and then the dude makes me put my right arm like directly above my head, like I'm raising my hand, like straight up, right? And then I have to hold it like that for 45 minutes in a tube, and me inside the tube, like the tube itself, it's like maybe 3 inches from like my mouth, so the breath is like coming back on me. It's miserable. So I'm like, there's no way all you're hearing is like the sound of the MRI, which is like all these crazy stuff. And then he's talking to you after like each picture. You're doing great. Like this next picture is going to be like 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Here we go. Boom. Okay. So you continue with that for like 45, 50 minutes till they get all the clips that they need. Well, there was like the last like 5 minutes. I'm like, I got to get out of this machine. I'm going to freak out. I got to get out of this machine. My arm's like asleep. My right arm that's above my head. It's like asleep. And they try to put pads and stuff so you're comfortable, but like there's no way to have your arm like that and be comfortable for that long. So I'm like,
plus when you're older. Now I'm not saying that you're an old guy.
Okay, go on.
But you know how you get in a road trip. You're not driving because you're moving your limbs when you're driving, but you're sitting cramped in some area, like your knees start locking, like everything starts to hurt.
I feel that.
So were you like, was it a mental thing? Was it that mental toughness where you just
no? You have to be mentally tough to be in one of those things and be my size. Like you have to legit like check out and like go to a different place.
So what are you rocking in your ear? Like what are you listening to?
Well, they let you pick something you want to hear, but it's like you can barely hear it because you have earplugs in. Plus, they put these earmuffs on you that's supposed to be playing
so
something, and it's so loud. Like you can kind of hear it, and then the dude's talking to you in between, so it's like getting nothing.
Pointless.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a whole mental game while you're in that thing. Then they pull me out, so I'm like screw this. I'm shimmying out of this thing if this thing's going much longer. The guy's like, okay, the last two, they're each 2 minutes long. I'm like, okay, 4 minutes. I got this. So we do that. He's like, okay, you did perfect. Okay, next one. Next one, I'm going to pull you out. You don't got to wear this cuff anymore, but I do got to put this band around your arm, like your bicep area. So they like strap it around my arm and then strap it over the top of me, like the right side of me.
To kind of like pull it to like.
Just to keep it tight on my arm. So
Gotcha.
I mean, it must like.
Get some sort of reading.
Yeah, something. And so, but he takes the padding off the board and everything. So he's like, you're going to have more room this time. I'm like, sweet. I'm like, awesome. So he's like, just you can lay your maybe right hand across like your chest or like however you want to do it. I'm like, all right, cool. He like lifts me up, like the machine like sucks me inside this tube, and it was so tight I couldn't move my right hand. I couldn't even flip over my right hand. I couldn't move it.
So was it more tight than when he said you're gonna have all this room and then?
Yeah, it was just like tighter. I don't know if he had me higher in the tube or what he did. Dude, I freaked on that one. Like I was really claustrophobic on the second one.
Were you just breathing your own breath? You just feel it right on your face, kind of thing.
Yeah, I get into this rhythm like when I'm in these things, and I've had them many times. But I get like in this rhythm where I'm like, I'll like go like maybe like 2 or 3 breaths in, like short, like, and then like let it out like real slow, like just try to like control my breathing. Yeah, you know, it's usually through my nose though. But then like I just try to control it because if you like don't, like you'll like I'll freak.
You'll lose it.
I'll freak.
So did they even tell you, like, is there a countdown? Like, hey, another 30 minutes. Hey, another 10 minutes. Hey, another 10.
No, they never tell. Well, like this guy was really good, but he was legit actually. But each one of them was probably like 45 minutes, which I've been in them where it's like could be like 2-3 hours sometimes. Like so, it was grateful for that. But he was talking through me. So after each like set of pictures, he'd be like, "Okay, you can breathe, readjust if you want to." I couldn't readjust shit because I couldn't move, but. He's like, readjust or do whatever you need to do. Okay, next one is... They start at like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and then it's like 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Like, he'll talk you through each slide, but he doesn't tell... And then at the end, he'll be like, okay, you got 2 more. And then you're like, okay, sweet, I can do this. But that second one, I freaked out like 2 times almost.
What do you mean by freaked out? Like
I just get like claustrophobic.
So what'd you do? Like, you shaking? Like, were you...
No, not like that. Like, I just like... You got to like fully recontrol your like breathing.
Really?
Yeah, it sucks, dude. It's not fun.
Do we know the results yet?
Yep, I got the results like
torn vagina.
1 week ago, last Tuesday.
It was a torn vagina.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I could have told you that.
Cool. No. So a completely torn rotator cuff and a completely ruptured long head of my bicep tendon on my left arm.
Wow.
Yeah, so they can
I
go.
think you just made that up. What was it? A ruptured lung head?
Long.
Oh, long.
The long tendon in your bicep.
Yeah.
Two. That's why it's called a bicep.
Yeah.
2.
Oh,
so the short head and a long head.
Dude, look at you dropping some knowledge.
There you go, buddy.
I do like that.
It's just common sense, but yeah, okay.
So your
that's right. So bicep is 2, a tricep has 3.
Ah, okay. I'm feeling this. Okay,
good.
So then, what are they saying? Like, so the results are
what I just told you.
You're not the father. Okay, and what's the?
So what they got to do is they can go in and do the shoulder surgery, which is pretty standard, like whatever. But then for the bicep tendon, they have to make an incision, go in, grab the tendon, pull it up, drill in through the shoulder a hole, put the tendon through it, and then drill it down. It's like a 12-week recovery at least.
So when is that scheduled for?
I haven't scheduled it yet.
Are you thinking, like it'll fix itself kind of thing?
No, it's not going to fix itself. But he's like, as far as the bicep tendon goes, he was like, since it separated from your shoulder, he's like,
how did this happen? You were just lugging some huge cabinet or something like that?
Yeah, I tried to lift something from the ground up, like laying down and push.
It was just ripped.
Well, yeah.
It popped, sounds like.
Yeah.
So, okay, so how long are you in a sling after this?
3 months.
Dude, that's insane.
You're in a sling for 3 months. I mean, you obviously take it off and do like your therapy and whatever, and then you put it back on anytime you're not doing therapy. Sleep in it, do whatever, and then after 3 months, essentially you're out of it, but you still have another 3 or 4 months of rehab.
So it's a 6-month process.
Every bit, yeah. Wow. I've done it twice on my right shoulder. It's pretty fun, especially when you're right-handed.
What did you do to those? Like, how'd that happen?
I blew out my shoulder. I had 2 surgeries when I was with Seattle.
And do you remember what was it like during? What were you doing when that happened?
Yeah, I was playing center and I was riding. My guy came into me and he crossed my face, and so you ride him to your guard, and then the guard, as soon as he gets you, he basically bumps you off, and when you feel that bump, you slide to your right because they had a stunt. I saw the guy coming, and he bumped me late, and so I put my right arm out, and he just
tried to catch,
and he just went right through it, and it went like, if you were like, if you were like throwing a baseball, that movement,
yeah,
but it went backwards. Yeah.
Ouch.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you? But that was like 30 years ago when you played football. So like, has the technology?
Yeah, no, nothing's changed, bro. It's still the same stuff. Still the same stuff. I've never had the bicep thing though. He said if the bicep would have separated from the elbow, I would have already had surgery.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He basically,
you'd probably be in that too much pain too.
Well, he's basically saying that, like,
dangling.
I can feel it now, but he's basically, see how funky it looks,
dude.
See on the inside.
Wow.
So he's saying
the Nerf footballs in there.
Yeah, he said that you can do. He said if you don't do surgery on it, the tendon itself will. Because I said, well, what if I do if I like lift something heavy or do something again? He's like, it's completely ruptured. You're not going to tear it anymore. He's like, so basically what happens is if you don't do surgery on it, you get what it's called, like we call it like Popeye arm. So like you have like a funky bicep.
Just looking friggin' weird.
Yeah.
So then you've got to get it done.
I don't have to get it done. He said I probably have like a month to figure out what I want to do with it. He said, but after a month, that tendon basically turned into like a ball of scar tissue, and it's like really hard to do surgery.
So okay, so you've got a window.
Not very much longer, but yeah.
Right. So what are you leaning towards?
I don't want to do it, but I probably need to do it.
Yeah, isn't that the friggin' like motto of life? How many times have I said that? Sure. Like mowing, like doing anything, not just mowing the lawn, but it's like doing. Probably, I don't want to do it, but I probably should do it. It just sucks. It's just that's just life.
It just sucks to think about being in a sling for 3 months and like
the rehab, the
pain
recovery
sucks.
Oh, really?
The pain sucks.
How do you sleep in that thing?
I know that when you got to lay, like you sleep on your back, and then you basically build pillows up underneath you so your arm's comfortable next to you, and like your hand, I guess, would be on your chest, and then you just got to sleep on your freaking back for 3 months.
That's terrible.
It starts to get very comfortable if you get used to it. I had to do it twice on this one. It sucked.
Well,
how many surgeries have you had?
I have not had one surgery, and here's why.
You haven't had your wisdom teeth pulled? Nothing.
Okay, I've had my wisdom teeth pulled.
Oh, that was surgery.
The one I'm afraid of. Do you need glasses? Do you have glasses? Do you wear contacts?
I have perfect vision.
Dude, I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of like the LASIK stuff.
LASIK?
I say it LASIK.
What else do you say funky? You say like alcohol funny too.
Alcohol.
And you can't say okay.
Okay.
You can't do it.
Okay. Dork. What a dork. So anyways, I was actually I want to talk about this next. So I'm sorry they have to go through that. Let me just.
Hey, thanks a lot.
I'm sorry,
appreciate it. Yeah, thanks a lot.
That sucks. If you get a cast, are you going to get a cast?
You don't know how to cast. They just put you in a sling.
I want to sign it. And I feel like it should.
You're going to sign my sling?
And I feel like you should almost like pose up in that full body cast pose.
Oh yeah.
In the medicine bit, in the medical,
okay.
Yeah, at the hospital. And they'll take a picture of it.
MK just got his MRI results back yesterday.
Is he pregnant?
Yes.
I knew it. I friggin' knew it. He looked it. He looked like he was about 4 months along.
He ripped his pec, and they got to do full surgery and pin it to his humerus.
Oh, his butt?
It's in your chest and shoulder.
Okay.
You didn't take any anatomy in school,
Not at all.
Okay, cool.
I dissected a cat. That was it in Miss Coker's class. Has B-Rad, my arch nemesis, has he...
He already had surgery on his.
Oh, he just went right in that day? He's like, get this reattached? Like
he had his surgery like a week ago.
And is he the same thing? Laid up for...
He's in a sling for a while, but he's not like laid up anymore.
Wow, it's crazy. Now, is this considered an elective surgery? Or is
mine?
Yeah. So remember when they shut things down with COVID? They're like, hey, no elective surgeries?
He was like, I recommend it, but he's like, it's up to you. He's like, if you can live with the shoulder, He's like, but do you know it's just going to get worse and you're going to get it eventually?
Right.
Right. True.
And the same thing, it's like, what if like all of a sudden Inslee comes out in 2 weeks, says, hey, no elective surgeries, we're going back to phase 1, phase 0. Like, are you SOL at that point?
I don't know. No.
Yeah.
No.
You're going to go do it yourself?
My surgeon
Just friggin' Rambo. Just
I'll
like
go to Tijuana.
No masks.
I'll go to Tijuana.
Speaking of MK, I want to hit you on this one. That was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, it was good.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
So we haven't released
That's
a
why I
second.
just said, yeah, it was good.
We haven't released a second one yet.
Yeah, well,
And you're a little nervous about it.
I'm not nervous at all. I'm nervous for you.
I didn't edit it that much.
Okay, we'll see.
I kept. Here's the thing, guys. There's times where I obviously am in control of editing the episode, and so when I say stupid stuff, or I stutter, or I might like repeat myself over and over just to get a dumb question out, I'll like, well, I'm gonna cut the first 2 times I said that out.
It's weird because I do that sometimes, and you leave it all in. Okay.
I mean, there was like a full day that I took out all the likes that you would say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm never doing this again.
Took out all the likes.
Where you would say like, and so like I was like going over here and like sometimes when you tell a story, you throw those out. So there's a point where I was just like, probably like a surgeon.
Well, you just said it 3 times.
I'm just sharing how it was. So
no,
anyway.
you were just talking. You said it 3 times.
Okay, thank you. That was an example.
No, it wasn't.
But anyways, yes, so there's this episode coming out with MK. It'll come out next week. Check it out. It's a hilarious one. There's times where I tell a joke, and jokes are supposed to be funny. In fact, Eric Madrid, when I had to go to my 10-year reunion, when I went there, I was supposed to be like this like MC. They asked me that day, hey, do you want to like MC this? You like to talk on the
Hey, wait,
microphone?
they didn't, not to interrupt you, but they didn't ask you to do like crazy hair day or anything, did they?
No.
Just some egg whites in your hair?
Yeah. They said, hey, you're the egg white guy.
All right.
No, but I legit was just like, hey, they're like, hey, you want to do this? I'm like, sure. And so there was this guy that I knew. His name was Brian, and he used to ride his bike all the time from where he lived in Deep Lake. 'Cause in fact, we have an episode of him. I talk about this. He came in and we talked about the bike ride, and I would honk my horn and all that stuff. But he ride his bike from Deep Lake to Enumclaw High School every day and back. I mean, that's what he didn't ride a bus. He rode his bike.
Damn.
And so he lived in Portland at the time. And so I said like,
Oh, you said like? Go on.
So I said during this thing where I was telling, some jokes at the 10-year reunion, I said the reason he couldn't make it is because, I mean, he still hasn't cleared the pass yet, trying to get over here
From Portland.
From
huh?
Portland on
There's
his
a
bike.
huge mountain pass from Portland.
On his bike.
Huge
right?
mountain pass from
Okay,
Portland. to
okay,
here.
whatever. I said something funny. Okay, they do. They have some mountains.
Okay.
Anyways, I felt very guilty about it. So I was like, and Eric said this. Eric's like, dude, tell this joke because if you're afraid of offending people, you might as well not even tell jokes. And that's true. But let me tell you guys this. When MK, 6'8" of him,
He's 6'6".
320, fit as a fiddle, makes Joey look like him and I are playing like.
Speak for yourself, fucker. Speak for yourself. Don't look at me and try to come up with some garbage. Speak for yourself.
Anyway, he's like 4 feet away from me, and we're talking about this certain subject. I don't want to reveal it yet because it's pretty funny. We're talking about this certain subject, and I'm like, dude, I'm like teetering. Like I feel like I'm on the bus back in the day with Joey Dragnis, and I'm telling some jokes about Joey Dragnis, and Joey Dragnis is very well could beat the crap out of me, which he usually did. And I thought for sure, like I was towing the line a little bit.
Oh, that's all right. It worked out good.
It worked out good. He's a good natured guy. He actually reminds me of one of my friends, Tion. You guys have that same type of chemistry. Do you guys just like laugh your guys' asses off like the entire time? Like, do you guys play off each other's jokes? Like,
MK and I?
Yeah, like you guys you're hanging out. Like he says something, and you like, oh, you make it a little funnier, and then he makes it a little funnier, and back and forth. Kind
Yeah,
of
for sure. We feed off each other, but we're just shit talkers. So we're always at each other, and then when somebody else new steps in, like you, then we really feed off each other.
Towards this guy.
Yeah, anybody. But yeah, we're normally towards each other, and then yeah.
So you guys keep that camaraderie together by bashing other people.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Fun.
It is.
I may got a little too drunk on the second episode. You guys,
they'll hear it. They'll hear it.
I got to tease it a little bit though, right?
Okay.
Guys, but you guys should check it out. Definitely check it out.
They'll hear it. How was your weekend?
Dude, I may have to have surgery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
On what?
My friggin' arm. No. So I was golfing at a golf course out in Chelan, Bear Mountain.
You were in Chelan?
I was in Chelan.
Nice.
And I was taking a corner where they actually spray paint on the concrete. It says slow. And this is like 6:45, 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm driving on Sunday morning.
By yourself?
Me and my bro, my brother.
Okay.
And he's already kind of a worrywart. He's kind of like just, I mean, imagine me and then multiply it by 10. Like,
sounds fun. Sounds like a crazy time.
We got nuts, dude.
Yeah, I bet.
So we're in the morning. So we're not.
You guys just split a White Claw on the whole course. Uh-oh. Watch out for the Keenies. They're going crazy.
Maybe. But we're going around this court. We're going down the hill, and it's like with like third hole, fourth hole. There's a hole there where it's a par 3. It's beautiful, where you're hitting down onto the par 3, but behind it is the entire view of Lake Chelan. Like it's like amazing up there. And so, we're going down the steep grade type of a cart path, and there's sprinklers still going because it's in the morning. So we hit this like wet area on this pavement, and I'm going slow already. And it was the slowest wipeout. Like everyone, if you've ever been in a car accident, people tell you it's like slow motion. And so, but you're still going 35, 55, you're still going a fast speed, but at that moment, it's like everything's in slow-mo. And when I turned that corner, I was already going in slow-mo because I was going slow. So just picture it being super slow.
Did you lean the opposite way or something?
We spun. We went not like a 360, not even a 180. We just like went
90.
90. Just I locked up the brakes at that point. Get to the 90 and stop, and like a freaking cartoon, just blunk, just fell over on the side.
Everybody knows when you slide, you don't hold on to the brakes, bro.
Well, I was going in, but I would be going into the cliff because it was a hairpin going downhill. So I've got a wall. If I would have just goosed it, I would have been either off the right hand side or into the wall on the left hand side. What
did that cost you?
Nothing.
Nothing.
A couple balls maybe that rolled down the hill, and some road rash.
Grant Wistrom and I played on a course in Wenatchee for like a whole Seahawks big deal, and it was like 90, 100 degrees outside, and Grant was hurt, and I was in a sling for my right shoulder. I'm like, dude, I gotta take this sling off. It's too hot. So I had it like in the back of the golf cart. And we're just drinking beers, dude. We get like a case of beer and we're just heckling people and going everywhere, right? So we're coming down this hill and he locks the brakes up in the grass and this thing just starts spinning. And like we flip the golf course. Dude, the golf cart. Clubs.
Everywhere.
We are hammered. So my sling flies off.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't find it. Player personnel found it. That was fun to go get.
Wow.
By the time we took the golf cart back, it would barely run. It was like blowing like white smoke out of the back of it. We drove it right into like where the little cart guys go.
Yeah.
Parked it, got out, took off. But it was, how many golf carts have you rolled? Any?
That was the first time.
Really?
That was the first time.
Play it safe out there, don't you?
I'm not also King Koopa sitting in a friggin' go-kart like you probably are, where you just kind of...
Okay. Shots fired.
Fine. I'll say this. Donkey Kong.
Shots fired.
You're a little Donkey Kong. You're a little bigger than the average bear. So when you're going around that corner, you got to be shifting that weight.
I do. You obviously didn't.
No, I didn't, because I'm not as big as you. So I'm tall.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you this then. Okay.
Shoot.
So I wiped out on the tube
Okay.
out on the boat.
Okay.
And I wiped out big because the driver was just absolutely just rocketing me around. So for you, do you water ski? Do you tube? Do you kneeboard? Do you do the surf thing?
Yeah, I'm a huge kneeboarder.
You do love being on your knees. So what's
surf.
So you do the surf thing with no rope.
You start with the rope.
You start with the rope, but then you eventually move away from it.
Yeah. Yeah, you toss the rope, but I haven't been able to do it this year because I have a bum arm.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So how long do you usually get to go?
You just go until you either get tired or you crash.
Like, how bad? I mean, do you kind of like
You don't crash. You don't crash.
You kind of like probably lose momentum and just sink.
You sink. Yeah. You don't like crash hard. You can crash hard. I mean, you don't really crash that hard.
So you don't tube. When was the last time you tubed?
I don't tube, bro.
When was the last time you tubed?
Couple of years ago.
Did it wipe you out good?
I'm just not a big tube guy anymore. I used to tube like crazy when I was younger. Not anymore though, dude. Not my jam.
Dude, the tubes that come out with now are like funky and crazy.
Unnecessary risk.
Yeah. When we were kids, it was like maybe you'd get like some twine tethered around a regular inner tube. And then that's how you would tube. And you get poked in.
Hold on a second.
Is this Selleck? Is this Selleck
This
stuff?
is some Selleck.
Okay, never mind. Yeah. No,
wait a second. So you take a black inner tube and put a rope on it so it turned into like a hot dog bun?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Oh,
You pull it behind a boat?
Yeah, and then you're just trying to. You got to remember when you wipe out that you flip it over the other side to where that big old needle ain't sticking out. The stem.
Air stem.
Yeah, because those things are long, and you catch one right across your friggin' like gonads, you're done.
If that ain't some Selleck shit, I don't know what is, bro. Really? You would really do it like that?
Yes. Wow. Yeah.
That sounds so fun.
It would. I mean, I remember at the time. I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was that where China had caned that guy, where there was that public caning, and after one of the times we went out, one of my uncles was like, "Dude, forget caning, dude. Just take him freaking inner tubing like this. This is torture. This is the worst."
Oh, dude. And there's like that's like straight rubber to the nipples or like whatever.
Oh, dude, chafage galore. You're ripping nipples and ball sack.
And you're like all in though, huh? You're like, take me again.
No, I hated it.
Let me guess, you're wearing one of them orange ass life jackets too. Dude. The ones that just go around your neck and they come in the front and just wrap around your body. That's that's what you're wearing.
Just some cereal boxes tied to me. No, but seriously, okay, if we want to get deep, let's get deep. You want some tears?
Let's go.
Okay. This is when I became funny. This is when I realized I didn't have the looks, I didn't have the brains, I didn't have the bronze. I needed to be funny. And I didn't think I was funny. I remember this vividly. My grandpa used to try to kill us when we went tubing as a kid.
Yeah, because people who drive boats hate pulling people on tubes. They try to make you never want to do it again.
Oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
It's a little thing to kind of like go, okay, oh, you want to go? Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah, let's jump on the back.
Hey, I know you've been bugging me.
Oh, you want to keep asking me? Okay, cool. Yeah, get on. Let's go.
Okay, boom. Oh, is he telling it go down? No. Oh, I think he's saying, oh, I didn't see your thumb. I thought your thumb was up.
Oh, you want me to go crazy? Okay, cool. A surfboard just came by. You're going to have a 6-foot wave, and I'm going to whip you about 30 on the outside left to us. What happened? Are you guys okay?
Are you guys done? You guys are done now, right?
Okay, cool. Let's deflate that thing for the next hour and a half.
So that makes sense, though, because my grandpa would just do that. I remember, like, as a kid, just knowing, like, VBS songs and like
VBS?
Vacation Bible School.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's just sitting there just like, he's amazing, how he loves. Like, anything that would just completely, like chill me out because I'm thinking I'm going to die at any moment on this thing. Just white knuckling, arms around the tube because they don't have any handles on it. Like, you're just holding the tube like this, like just bear hugging it.
Oh, yeah. Do you ever nosedive that thing?
Oh, heck yeah. When you first get started, you're like, freaking, like, and then you get pulled out of it. But he wiped me out a couple times. So on the way back, like, I've got like 5 uncles, 3 aunts, all that. Like, I've got family galore. We stop at like a Sherry's or Gloria's or whatever, and we're eating dessert. And I'm still like living off that. Like, I almost died like 100 times today. And so I start telling the story to like one of my uncles, and he's like, "Guys, listen." And the table got quiet. Like, this long table got quiet. Travis is going to tell a story about how he was, tubing. And I started telling this. Now, these guys are, these are the kids of him. So they grew up like this. They knew he just wanted to kill you on the back of the boat. They've been boating and water skiing all the time. And so they're laughing because it's helping them remember when they were my age at that time, 8, 9, or 10, whatever it was. And they're laughing. And once I started hearing that laughter, I'm like, dude, I like this. And so that's when I started that's when, at that point, I was telling the kids on the way home, I'm like, I told this story already, on the way home this weekend, I was like, that's what I knew. I just want to be funny for the rest of my life.
You just feed off.
Just, yeah. And yeah, you do. You just feel like $100 million.
I can relate to that. I'm the same thing with like being funny, or same thing with like making people laugh, making them feel good. Same thing with like when I cook. I like people to be like, man, that was awesome. Good. We loved it. Like that's the ultimate goal, right?
Right. So then let me ask you this. You got 3 choices. You got 3 highs right now.
Okay.
You're making a room full of people laugh. You're cutting it up on the dance floor. You're doing something. You say something funny, whatever. People are rolling. They're thinking you're the funniest guy in the world.
Okay.
Or you just got done pulling something off the grill or out of the oven, and people are eating it, and they think you're the best chef in the world, the best cook in the world.
Okay.
Or third, you got a stadium full of people. You make an amazing play, and they think you're the best football player in the world. What one do you want?
Well, the first 2 come natural, so I'm going to go 3. Number 3.
I mean, the first 2 happens all the time. The third one, not as much anymore.
Not as much anymore. No, that number 3 is a good feeling, dude.
Okay, so has it happened where you pulled off a sack? I know you blocked a field goal or a punt.
Sacks, yeah.
When do you remember a certain play?
You feed off of it, just
where
like you feed
the
off
stadium went nuts.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
What was the play that you remember that you did?
My first game I ever played in college, I had 3 sacks, like 2 tackles for a loss and a blocked field goal. So it was insane. The crowd was going insane. And then the next
was it a home game?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then the next week we were in Cal, and that was the season, like the Pac-10 opener at the time, and that was on ABC. And I was the first true freshman to start. So it was like, the thing about it is like even in high school or anything, like when it comes to like football or in that arena, and I think basketball players can probably relate to this, and same with like wrestlers or any sport essentially, but you feed off of that. Like at least I did. Like when I don't feel like you ever get like lulled in a game, like as far as like you just kind of like going through it. But like I remember when I was young, like somebody yelling from the stands, like, "Hollenbeck, get in there! We really need a sack!" And it just like click, and then you just like blow through. Where like as I got older, it was like that never turned off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you feed off it, man. So once you get a good play, it's like, okay, I need that again, like now. And so it's just.
So how did the first game that you ever played college ball, you just balled out?
Yeah.
Like what? Like I know that there's times where I'll golf and the golf ball seems like it's like a softball. Like it's huge. Like I'm hitting it great, hitting it just stroke.
Yeah. And
there's probably games. Is there some games where you feel like, dude, I am the best athlete out here. I'm crushing over everybody in a sense. Like you feel like you have so much confidence.
Yeah, you definitely get confidence, but I never like. I think I was really well prepared when it was my time to step in, and I was also like full blown like warrior mentality, like fight or flight type of deal. You know what I mean? So I was like anything I could do. I was in dudes' chin straps. I was in guys' throats. I was like anywhere. I didn't care. I was just trying to get to the quarterback or the running back or like whatever that looked like, you know? So I didn't think about anything other than getting there. So whatever it took to get there, I was going. So then they just couldn't stop me.
Did you ever take it easy? Like the second game, the Cal game, where you now just hear me out. You just had an amazing game. 3 sacks, blocked field goal, a couple other tackles for loss.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think, dude, I'm going to light it up at Cal? Or maybe another, and you laid a goose egg. Like, did you ever not saying you laid a goose egg.
No, you have games and you have different games. Like,
yeah.
I think that as you get better and better and better, everybody gets the same film, so they can see that stuff, you know? So They start to scout for certain things, and like, double team you and do different things where it just frees up options for other guys next to you or on defense or however that looks. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's like anything. You have good days and bad days, regardless, you know.
Did you ever have something start off real early in the game where maybe something that you did led to something that was negative to your team? And how do you pull yourself out of that? Like, how do you go, okay, I'm not going to let that ruin the rest of the game for me. I've got to...
I think we've touched upon this before. It was in high school when it happened, when I lost my cool. But when you get to the next levels,
You've learned.
You practice so much and you train so hard and you go through these situations so many times, day in and day out, that you just get to a point to where it's like every play is a new play and you shake the play before that. You have to. Like, you give up a sack or somebody beats you or whatever. Like, you dwell on that, it's going to happen again. Or you shake it out of your head and go get them the next play. Wow. I mean, it is what it is. You have to. Like, you have to have like the shortest memory when it comes to
play by play. You got to literally play it.
You have to.
You have to do it play by play.
You have to, because if you dwell on something, then you're screwed. You think too much about the last play, the play's gone. It's done. You got to go to the next play. So, yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, things like that, like, I don't know. We're just so prepared when we do what we're doing that it's, I don't know. You just get in a rhythm and you go. Each play. Go. So my mentality was always like, that play's done. Here we go. Next play. Straight warrior mode, though. You have to be.
How do you bring somebody else out of it?
Because you got guys that go in the tank like shit.
Right.
Like we score a touchdown and they get a holding call or something, you know?
Right.
Just like, dude, you got to shake it. We got to go get it right now. Like, you're pissed off about it too, but
everyone's mad.
Yeah, but like, what are we going to do?
Just got to go do it again.
Yeah, we got to do it again. That's all you can do, right? I mean, what else are you going to do? That's what watching film's for, and that's when you get your ass reamed in the film room and like everything else. But on the field, when it's go time, you can't do that.
Is there, since you brought up the hold part, I've heard that they say there's a penalty every play.
For sure.
Is there a hold every play? Is there?
Yeah. That's why I teach people to punch, like thumbs up, keep your head out of it, right? So when you punch, like because if your chest plate on your shoulder pads only comes like kind of to your nipples or maybe inside your nipples, like, you know, your chest plate. So you get in there. If you get in there on a guy, you can hold that all day long. All day long. The only time they're going to call a hold is if you got your hand outside his shoulder and he's and you're beating you and you're pulling him down or something like that. You get hands inside, they're not calling holding on that ever. Ever.
So is it a battle to grab that as soon as you can? And are they
inside hands wins most of the battles?
And they're knocking away your hands as
inside
they're going.
Inside hands usually wins most 99% of the battle.
Wow. And if you're going and you're hooked into there and you're pulling them down with you, that's where you probably get a hold call too. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I mean, I've went against guys before where they'll come into me and they'll like try to do like a swim move where it's just basically like you kind of lifting your arm up over me type of deal. And you can literally, like, if you can punch right, if you can time your punch right, like anybody can punch. You can teach anybody how to punch, but timing is like the biggest thing, right? So when you punch somebody, if you can time it right, like I've went against dudes that were like freaks, but you get your hand placement right on them, they can do whatever they want. And if you can lock them out and sit back and like distribute your weight and move with them, you fully wear them out in one play. Like they won't do anything and they'll move like 6 inches. And it's like completely like takes all their thunder out of them.
Wow.
Let's do it again, little buddy. Next play, let's do it again. Then they get scared.
That's got to feel good.
I miss those days.
That's got to feel good.
It was fun.
Man, I can't even picture that.
Why?
Well, because the only people I intimidate...
Is your wife?
No, not even that. I wish. I wish. Not even my kids. Just randos on the old online... You know what we're doing?
We?
Not you. So we've got about 14 guys in this Madden league. Because since there's no football right now, it's like... Right now, I've got the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
We're in preseason. Like, we're playing I own the Tennessee Titans. I have the control of the roster. I have the control of everything. I've got the scouts. I've got scout in the draft class of the next year. The works. I'm building my team. And so is everyone else. You play against these guys online. You go through a whole season. The season's already laid out. It's a 2020 season. And it is so much fun. It's like getting that glimpse of football back.
How long do you play a day?
It depends. So we advance the week every Thursday and Sunday. So you're going through 2 weeks in 1 week. And so it'll take about, 16, well, probably not that much. So 17 plus 4 or 5, whatever. So it'll probably take us about 8 weeks to get through everything, to get from we got preseason too. So
you play it daily though? Well, once a week. What?
I play it 2 times a week.
Okay.
I'll play either the computer. If no one is the owner of that team in our league, I'll play the computer. And
what's your record?
Well, we're just starting, but I made the playoffs last year.
I don't feel like you talk a big game. I feel like I don't even play, and I feel like I might be able to.
Oh my gosh, I would Twitch stream that. I would get that out there in the world.
What is Twitch stream?
So Twitch is like where people can watch you play video games, dude. Everything right now.
Hold up, people sit and watch other people play video games.
Yes, and thousands of people.
What in the actual F?
You know what it is?
What?
It's all those poor kids that were growing up in the 80s and the 90s that their rich freaking friends. Literally, YouTube now, the biggest people that you watch are people that are opening boxes and pulling shit out. They're cooking something, or they're playing video games. And it's I realize this is like going to a birthday party. I'm watching my friend open up his birthday gifts. I'm watching his mom make me great dinner, birthday cake, whatever. And then I'm sitting on the couch watching him play video games. We're so trained, the poor kids.
What is the poor kids? What does that have to do with poor kids?
Because you didn't have video games back in the day. If you were poor, you didn't have the next cool thing. You weren't getting gifts all the time.
I didn't have all that. You don't see me sitting around watching that.
Well, there's a difference between me and you on that.
What?
Well, you didn't have the skill or talent to play video games.
My thumbs were too chubby.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were mashing buttons. This ball, this dumb. You're playing Mortal Kombat, just doing every move all at once by just mashing all the buttons.
And I'd whoop your ass.
You probably would beat me in Mortal Kombat. It's all about mashing buttons. But I would crush you, and I would crush you in Madden football. Crush you. You can go up there. I would give you all the time you want.
How many point lead?
Dude, I'd give you 3-point lead.
3 points?
No, 21. 21 zip. I would literally make you feel like
21 and you'd crush me.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even know how to read the defenses.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
I do know how. Oh.
Show me a cover 2.
Draw
it up.
Okay, you got cover 2.
Show me a 3-4.
Okay, so here's a 3-4. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you got 1, 2, 3 there. And then, you got
get your ass out of here. Okay, that's the end of this podcast. You don't have a clue, dude.
I still smoke you.
No, bro, you don't have a clue.
Hey, I want to do some shout outs real quick. I want to say thank you very much to all the supporters we have out there. We appreciate your downloads, and we appreciate when you subscribe and you tell other people about it. That gives us just that energy, man. That makes us want to do more and more and more and do more different types of things. Maybe start doing video, doing stuff like that. We want to entertain you, especially during this COVID time. So I want to give my mad shout outs to the Patreon subscribers. I want to shout out to Kellen Hall, shout out to Eric Madrid, and shout out to Hollygraph. Appreciate you guys a ton. All those people that bought shirts, Big V, and Melissa, and Joe and Jenna, and I know I'm missing other people. Appreciate Ashley and who else was I driving out? All these different people. I appreciate you guys. Rachel Heater, Justin Heater. Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys for listening, and the people that just hit us up randomly. Like with the this Jacob Day guy, Ira Potter. We got some other people that just kind of hit us up. They're part of Why Not Pod or Why Pod. I'm going to meet up with them. They're from Enumclaw. I've listened to a couple episodes. They're pretty funny guys. So Bobby Martinez, all those guys, Mark Herbert Schmidt, the Premana Pods. I just want to say thank you guys for everything. Appreciate you guys so much. And seriously, that's a heartfelt thank you. I wish I could just hug each and every one of you right now, but it's too hot and sweaty. And of course,
I'm right here.
And the big one, the big cheese, the big guy, Joey Hollenbeck. Thank you so much, Joey.
Hey, you're welcome.
Appreciate you just taking that time out of your busy life and coming over here every Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and hitting us up.
Hey, you're welcome.
It's consistency. And you've proved me wrong.
What?
Dude, when you first like, hey, I want to do a podcast, I'm like, this guy's going to be here for like a month. And he's out.
I told you from the jump.
Couldn't believe it.
Told you from the jump. If I commit to something,
I'm in.
I'm in.
So I appreciate you for that. And then mad shout out to my wife for putting up with all this crap that I just have guests just randomly coming through here. My neighbors probably think it's a drug house. So just people just coming in all the time and leaving at random hours of the night. So anyway, thanks so much everyone for listening. Appreciate you.
Thank you guys. Have a great night.
Take care.